I received a couple of requests from previous videos, and this post from a few days ago, to include some of your favorite budget guns in a future video. So I decided to dedicate an entire video to viewer-requested budget guns, just for you guys. Disclaimer, not all requested budget guns will make it into this video for two reasons. The first being, I'd run out of content for future videos. And the second being, some of the requested guns were just... how can I put it?
Try!
So today, I will give you 5 budget builds, requested by the viewers, you can try after you watch this video in Arena Breakout. So without further ado, let's get started. First up on the list is the Suomi. And you may not think much of it at first glance, but this piece of Finnish machinery is great. On the market, you can snag one for about 6,000 koen, but if you build it from scratch, in the gunsmith, it'll cost around 9,000 koen without mods. But if you modify it, it'll cost around 18,000 koen. The performance is nothing special. You can't add a front grip, so the recoil is a handful. However, you can easily get used to it by practicing in the firing range. It fires at 850 RPM, 1 RPM faster than your mom's slipper, after she finds out you've been playing AB the whole day and didn't do the dishes. It doesn't have much customization. You can add a drum mag, a sight, and a muzzle, but that's it. You can't change the barrel or stock, which makes sense considering how old it is, but that doesn't make it any less fun to use. Cost-effectively speaking, it's just as effective as something like an MP5 close range. Mid to long range, you'd be pushing its limits. It's also way cheaper since there's not much you can do to it, so you could be a little riskier with your plays. Next up is the Scar L. I rarely see this gun being used in raids apart from players using the kit coupons, and based on my experience, it's actually a pretty good gun. It's dirt cheap, only costing around 12,000 koen if you buy it from the market. However, if you build it through the gunsmith, it costs about 18,000 koen. And with a couple of basic attachments, it'll cost around 22,000 koen. Pretty solid considering what you're getting.
No!
Unfortunately, the fire rate is slow, only clocking in at 500 RPM. 350 RPM slower than meta guns like the HK416 and the AR-57. But on the upside, it burns through ammo a lot slower. The recoil is also super easy to control even at further ranges. It has a good amount of customization options like stocks, sights, front grips, muzzles, etc. So you can customize it however you want. It's very cost-effective and performs well at a fraction of what metaguns cost. It's also a very good gun for new players looking to get into the game without having to worry about 100k meta weapons. It's fun to use. The third gun on the list is the T88, by far my favorite contact gun in AB. It's one of 2 recently added contact weapons, the other one being the MP5K. However, unlike the MP5, this thing hits like a tank. It costs about 2,000 Tevila without any mods, which is super cheap considering how powerful it is. After modding it with its faction-specific attachments, the price will go up to 4,800 Tevila. I highly recommend you add this 4x scope worth 11,000 koen to make the most of its long-range damage. Performance-wise, it's the best semi-auto marksman I've personally used. It has ridiculously little recoil at both close and long ranges, and it fires 5.8 by 42, which is great for armor piercing. Don't expect anything crazy when it comes to customization. It has a few options like scopes, a suppressor, and mags. Not that it needs any other, since it's already so good with barely any add-ons. In terms of cost-effectiveness, I think it's probably the most cost-effective gun in the game right now. It has the power of something like an SVD, but at the price of SKS, and in my opinion, it doesn't get any better than that. The second last gun on the list is a close-range leg meta shotgun, the S12K. The S12K It's honestly one of the best guns to use if you want to cheese your way to some T6 gear. You just gotta find a juiced up Chad and break his legs with Type 8 shells, and the rest is history. You can get one for about 5,000 Kone from the market. If you gunsmith it, it'll cost around 11,000 Kone. The only necessary mod it needs is a 10-round mag worth 500 Kone, but if it suits your fancy, you can equip a suppressor worth. It deals serious damage up close if you shoot people's legs, and it only takes 2 to 3 shots to knock someone with Type 8 shells. Also, players rarely ever run leg armor, so if you land your shots, you're guaranteed an easy kill. It's very cost-effective since it's so cheap and doesn't need mods to make it good. The last gun on the list is the M14. This gun honestly surprised me when I used it in normal mode on farm and got this 100k key from a Timmy, but unfortunately I was not recording. It costs around 5,000 Kone on the market, and if you gunsmith it, it'll cost around 10,000 Kone. This is the build I used as a scav, and it costs around 13,000 Kone. In terms of performance, it's pretty good. It has decent recoil, and it uses 7.62 BPZ ammo, which is also pretty good. It has a few customization options like barrels, stocks, and mags. And you can also convert it with a similar stock to the Mosin. Thank you for your time. If you found this video entertaining, support me by liking the video and subscribing. It would help me out a ton and grow this channel so I can make more content for more people. And with that being said, bye-bye.